going on, guys? What's up? Starting in 1 second. What's going on, Calvin? Hey, Mike. Hey, Bethany. All right. All right. Okay. All right. What's going on, everyone? What's going on? This is your boy, Mr. Team Bring It, aka Sugar Nipples. Anyway, welcome to another edition of #Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast, episode 65. Once again, I am your host, Mr. Team Bring It, coming to you once again. We are live on Facebook.com this week. It's going to be a awesome podcast. I got a lot of shit lined up for you guys. And my co-host, Mr. C-Dog, he will be joining me on the next segment. So what I want you guys to do is to share this podcast. Remember to follow us on Instagram.com, #Heels for Life. And also, I sent the link where you can find us on YouTube on #Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast on YouTube.com as well. Once again, share the podcast. The more viewers that we get, the better the podcast will be. Fan reaction will begin right after I am done with basically going over everything that has been going on this week. It has been a very active week in the wrestling world, so I'm going to try to get through as much as I can. If I miss anything, I want you guys to let me know so we can go over it. But I'm going to try to make sure I get through everything, okay? I heard you guys comments. I heard you guys tweets and everything. Thank you guys for all the feedback and telling me what I need to talk about this week because I've been trying to go over a decent agenda so we can talk about it. I really won't get into the Royal Rumble as much because we talked about that on Sunday. I'm gonna try to get. There's enough shit to talk about on SmackDown and on Raw, so we don't need to talk about the Royal Rumble now. We will go back and revisit the Royal Rumble on certain subjects, but we really want to focus on what happened this week on both SmackDown and on Raw, and a little bit of AEW news or whatever. Let's see. First, let me go ahead and share the podcast around. And we'll go ahead and start momentarily. Everyone that is coming in, welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful time. If you guys have any comments, concerns, you already know how to reach me. Once the fan reaction starts, I will let you guys know, and you guys can go ahead and send your request in. Shout out to a couple wrestling groups. My group that I own, Wrestling Commentary Central. Also, big shout out to my boy Chase group, Straight Talk Wrestling. Definitely hit his group up. The Yep, I Like Wrestling group. Also the Wrestling Community. No Holds Barred Wrestling Talk. The Elite Wrestling Force. True Heels Wrestling Group. The WWE Wrestling Fan Group. And all the other groups that I have not mentioned. Thank you guys so much for your supporting our podcast. Thank you guys. We love you guys. Thank you. Let's see. And also the WTW We Talk Wrestling group. Big shout out to you guys. All right, we're gonna get started in one moment. Just share one more group, and then we'll go ahead and start. All right. Looks like I got everybody. All right, let's go ahead and start. Okay, so Raw. Both Raw and SmackDown this week had its good points and it also had its low points. So let's talk about Raw a little bit. I'm going to go over some highlights. Like I said, if I miss anything, you are more than welcome to come on the fan reaction show, and you guys can, basically tell me, anything that I left out or whatever, or anything that you guys want to discuss. So, Raw kicked off with Seth Rollins. He came out. He is he's the 2019 Royal Rumble winner. Congratulations to Seth Rollins. He came out, did a cheerful speech, blah 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 blah. Now he has the choice between Brock Lesnar or Daniel Bryan. Now, the choice was obvious. Everybody know that Seth Rollins was going to go after Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar really, honestly, is the beast that everyone wants to slay. Okay, no shade to Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan may be the WWE champion, but he's not as an opposing figure like Brock Lesnar. Okay, but he's still a great champion, but he's just not as I need to beat him type of caliber, type of champion. You know what I'm saying? It's sad because, the WWE Championship is the top tier championship of all WWE, but yet they treat it as a second-class citizen. You know what I'm saying? And do I agree with it? I do not. But let's move on. So then after he made his tearful speech, pointing to the WWE or to the WrestleMania sign, then Triple H, he comes out and he says that I knew I believed in you, and now you got a long road ahead of you towards WrestleMania. Then Dean Ambrose comes out, and this is Dean Ambrose. Oh, Jesus. Look, Dean is my boy, but I just, there was some things that happened this week that even surprised me and surprised Vince. And Matt Face, it shocked the whole wrestling world. So, if people do not know, Dean Ambrose is going to be leaving the WWE in April. The WWE, I guess, they wanted to sign a new contract. It was more money that he was making before. I want to say $5 million. I don't know, but I know it was a big contract, and Dean Ambrose declined. So I knew from reports that Dean Ambrose was really not feeling the WWE whatsoever. Like, it's been a couple of years since this has been going on or whatever. And I kind of knew that because I could see in his body language that something was not right with Dean. I just knew it, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, going on with this segment or whatever, Dean Ambrose comes out and he basically says to Seth Rollins, hey, you never beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even have to go. We can just go right now. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let me, fuck you up a little bit and blah, blah, blah. And then Triple H is looking in between the two of you, just like, shit, I don't got nothing to do with this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave the ring. And then Dean Ambrose did some shade that I'm just like, everyone is always coming for Triple H. So Triple H is about to go out the ring, and Dean Ambrose follows him, and he looks at him, and he said, hey, Trips, so are you going to make this match, or do you need your daddy's permission to make this match? And everybody like, ooh, like, he just, like, bro, like, why the hell you have these niggas pulling your bitch card like this? So of course, Triple H, he's made the match, and the match didn't last long. Of course it didn't. So Dean Ambrose lost the match with Seth Rollins. Then afterwards, now remind you, the news broke out about Dean Ambrose leaving the WWE after Raw. Okay, so we didn't know nothing about this shit until after Raw. So Dean, after he got beat by Seth, he stood in the middle of the he got a chair and he was getting ready to like do a promo, but we didn't know what type of promo it was. We just thought that he was going to like, ask for another match, like go after another title, go after the IC championship. But as you know, once you lose a title, you cannot get a rematch, which sucks, but this is the new era policy, but whatever. So before Dean Ambrose was going to even say anything, here comes Nia Jax comes out and attacks Dean Ambrose. And like I said, we'll talk about the Nia Jax situation in a minute, but she came out. She literally disrespected Dean, made him like a bitch, did like, basically pushed him out the ring, and then Dean just goes back in the back. Finn Balor basically was like beaten and bruised from his match with Brock Lesnar over the weekend at the Royal Rumble. So Finn, he comes out and he basically, like, hey, I got my ass whooped, but that's still not gonna stop me from achieving achieving my dreams, blah blah blah. And then here comes the angry beast, the almighty Bobby Lashley, and the Geico commercial looking low rush, no shade. But he does look like a Geico commercial lizard, but whatever. They come out and and Bobby Lashley like beats the fuck out of Finn Balor. I mean, he gave him some nasty ass spine busters. When I tell you that I felt it all the way from Milwaukee, I did. And it was all the way in Phoenix. And I felt it from here. I felt the earthquake. You understand me? So I already know that these two are going to have a little feud going on for the next couple of months. The question is, are they going to have this feud all the way to WrestleMania? Probably not, because you already know when it comes to like these feuds, quote unquote, in the WWE, they don't last long. So I see that it's going to be an interesting feud, but I don't see it lasting for more than 2 minutes. Let me see what else happened. Oh yes. So on tonight's agenda, it was something that I noticed that both on SmackDown and on Raw. So Jeff Jarrett was having some issues with Elias like this past Sunday when Elias hit Jeff Jarrett over the head with a guitar. So the bickering, the pettiness continued on Raw. But now the Raw Dog comes out and he also talks shit about Elias. He comes out saying that Jeff Jarrett is the best and blah 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 blah, and then the crowd is saying these holy shit chants and shit, and corporate Raw Dog said, "Hey, quiet down, it's a family show, shh," that type of shit. So now Elias is basically, I was like really confused because when he came out, he was basically telling the crowd that they are not worthy. They are not worth his time. And I'm saying in my head, I'll say, wait a minute, wasn't he like a good guy like 5 minutes ago? And now he's a heel. Oh my God. See, that's what I'm saying. I cannot keep up with the WWE's like changing of faces and heels and shit. I'm like, are we having like a Big Show moment? I mean, like, what the fuck is going on? So anyway, Elias like basically like, these. I don't know what was going on with this segment. For some reason, they decided to like do a sing along. Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg talking about with My Baby Tonight. Raylene did not know what Renee did not know what the fuck was going on. She's sitting up here like, what song is this? Like, oh, okay, I'll follow along, you know what I'm saying? Because she does have Vince in her ear. So basically, she, you know, dancing and twirling around and all this shit. I'm sorry. But I didn't, like, pay attention long enough to actually watch the segment. So I actually turned to CNN. Don't judge me. Please don't. But anyway, let's move on. So, the next... I really don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because it's on tonight's segment. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, honey. Ooh, this chick. Okay, so Ronda Rousey, she has improved. Unfortunately, she is getting the Roman Reigns treatment. So, fans are not stupid. Fans are stupid, but they're not stupid to the point where they know that something is being forced down their throat like a huge dick being stuffed in their mouth. I know that was a gay reference, but it is what it is. I got to be real about this shit because this shit is hilarious. Ronda Rousey comes out and she does these promos like, bitch, God, this shit is boring as fuck. The shit is bland. You know this shit is from a script. So now she is getting the Roman treatment, booing and like boo and boo. And see, the crazy thing was she was getting booed so much. She was stuttering on her words. That's how you know that Ronda was feeling a little bit uncomfortable because she was on uncharted territory. So that's why she kept stumbling over her words. I wasn't trying to be so petty to the point where I'm like, you know, Ronda, she can't do a fucking promo. But like I said, she was on uncharted territory. She did not, I think the crowd really like took her off guard because she wants to be the She-Ra of the WWE, but instead she looking like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. Now, everybody, if people are following me, I had put a picture out of Ronda Rousey looking like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z because her facial features are fucking hilarious to me. They are hilarious to the point where, bitch, why in the hell you got that stuck bitch look on your face? And yet, and you don't understand why people boo you. Ronda is just like me. She's a petty bitch that needs to be a heel. She do not need to be a face. Sometimes you can look at a person, you can just tell that you just don't like them for some apparent reason. And Ronda is like one of those bitches. I love her. I feel that she is one of the baddest bitches on the earth. But however, the WWE is going to book her to be She-Ra. And she don't need to be She-Ra. She needs to be Majin Buu. Anyway, after she did that deplorable promo, Becky Lynch comes out. Now, remind you, Becky Lynch was supposed to make her decision on what was that? She was supposed to make her decision on SmackDown, but she did not waste no time whatsoever. She came out and basically said, "Hey, Ronnie, you know, Majin Buu, like, you know, hey, look here. I'm not going to be like Seth Rollins and wait until the end of the night. Bitch, I'm here to challenge you right now that I'm after you, and I'm going to beat your ass, and I'm going to rip your arm off at WrestleMania 35. So, you know, Majin Buu, a.k.a. Ronda Rousey, she came out with this promo where I both liked it and I hate it because it's like it was a desperation to gain the fans' respect. So she came out with a death threat. Literally, she basically said, "Hey, I have the ammunition to literally kill you with the snap of my fingers." You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, ooh, did she say that she was gonna kill her? Ooh, oh, ooh, like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm just like, okay, it might have been a little bit desperate, but at the same time, I did like it. I did. But was it enough to get fans on her side? No. Because Becky right now is the hottest thing right now. She's been the hottest thing since SummerSlam. And you cannot kill her momentum right now. I'm sorry. Ronda Rousey in this situation, in this feud, Ronda has to be the heel. And I'm sorry, even though she's not trying to be a heel, but, you know, intentionally, she has to be the heel in this situation. Because, really, honestly, she is the Roman Reigns. She is the female Roman Reigns. Now, you can say whatever you want to say about Charlotte, but how Ronda is being booked, she is being booked like Roman Reigns. And I'm sorry, it's not working. Just like how Roman Reigns was booked like to be John Cena, she's being booked to be Roman Reigns. And I'm sorry, this shit is not working. But they will find out. They will fall flat on their face once again. But whatever. I'm a fan, so I don't know shit. I'm just, whatever. But I cannot wait to see Ronda Rousey versus Becky. But I have a feeling, somehow, some way, the WWE is going to come out their asses and somehow bring Charlotte into the fold. I do not know how, but I just have this feeling because WWE do stupid ass shit. When it comes to Flairs, Maivia, The Rock, for people that don't know who Maivia is, Rose, or any like these famous names, they gotta be catered somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? But for now, it's gonna be Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch right now for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania 35. So, like I said, this is going to be a story that we're going to follow along. And trust me, this is going to be a very interesting story. Because, in between, the Royal Rumble into WrestleMania, there can be a lot of twists and turns or whatever. So, that's why we need to follow this shit. Okay? Let's go on to the next subject. Brock Lesnar destroyed Seth Rollins. This was no surprise. We knew that Seth Rollins was going to be destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar came out and straight just curve stomped Seth Rollins and took him to Suplex City. He didn't even mince words. He came in and beat the fuck out of Seth Rollins, which I already expect that was going to happen. So there's really no point of talking about this. Let's move on to SmackDown. And once again, if you guys have any comments, I know you guys are talking, chanting, whatever, all that good shit. Let me now. Matter of fact, let's look at some of the comments because I really want to look at some of the comments real quick. Let me see. I don't know why people talk about fear. Oh, duh. Why people talk about fear the deer? And I'm up here looking at my damn hat. I'm like, okay, I'm wearing a Bucks hat. Okay, whatever. So Shad asks, how do I feel about Velveteen Dream finally having a championship? Shad, we will talk about that tonight. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. But for my personal take about that, love it. Let me see. Brittany said that Roman's even there, and your haters still can't keep his name out your mouth. Brittany, sweetie, look here. I hope you are not one of them snowflake fans that get easily offended. But, sweetie, this is a podcast, and there's some things that we're gonna talk about that you might not like, which is Roman Reigns. I have to use the Roman Reigns references because Ronda Rousey is being booked like Roman Reigns. So I can say whatever I want to say about Roman Reigns because this is the facts. These are not alternative facts. If you do not like the facts, then maybe you need to see your ass out of this damn podcast. Sweetie, I have much love for you. I love your passion. But however, this is a podcast where we need to talk about the facts. We're not going to talk about shit that you want to hear. Like, I miss Roman Reigns so much. Oh my God, I got to. I got to get the Superman back. No, this is not that type of podcast, sweetie. And I'm not going to go there with you. Let's move on. All right. Brittany said, "What the hell is going? What's wrong with Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns has leukemia, so we don't know how long he's going to be gone. We just know he's on a hiatus right now. We don't know when he's going to come back. If he does come back, it might not be for a long time for now. But from my understanding, he's doing fine. I've seen some pictures online." With Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, I think he was in Hawaii with his friends, I believe. But from my understanding, he's doing good. He was responding well to treatment. So, but yeah, I mean, he's doing fine from my understanding. Let me see. I think that was it for the comments, I believe. So, right now, Courtney just came in. Right now, we're talking about Raw. Now we're about to talk about SmackDown. Joseph asked, he said, "How do I feel about the Street Profits paying homage to Harlem Heat?" I'm sorry, excuse my ignorance, but I have no idea what you're talking about. You probably have to come on here. You might have to explain that. But yeah, I totally don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so let's go on to SmackDown real quick. All right, SmackDown. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where do I begin? Okay. So first we're going to talk about, start off the show with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, she came out and basically said in so many words, "Hey, I love SmackDown, but I got to go because I got to beat this bitch named Ronnie." Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's exactly what Becky Lynch said. Hey, I love SmackDown, but unfortunately, I got to go and, got to handle some business, a bitch that I was actually supposed to beat until I got my face broken by a bloated whale named Nia Jax. It didn't exactly say it that way, but whatever. So Becky Lynch, she came out and she basically said, "Hey, I won the Royal Rumble. I'm about to go over to Raw and face Ronda Rousey." And so Charlotte comes out and she basically ruins the whole thing. And she says, "Hey, I'm glad for you, Bex. I'm glad that you were able to, have a moment for once in your lifetime and shit. And, you just remember that, hey, no matter where you go, I'm going to be the queen. I'm going to overshadow you." That's basically what Charlotte said in so many words. And then, the man basically said, "I'm not going to sit up here and let this bitch, talk all this shit about me." So then, Becky just, boom, just punched Charlotte in the face with, no fucks given. I'm just like, damn. I mean, did she, mix up your Maybelline? I mean, your I don't know if that was black or purple, but it's that punch kind of messed up her lipstick a little bit, but I digress, whatever. So then Charlotte, she was just like, "Oh, this bitch just hit me." Charlotte ran after Becky Lynch that has the knee injury. She rolls right after her and just clotheslined the fuck out of her. So now these two is having a little tussle going on, whatever, and Becky, she gets the best out of Charlotte, but barely. She's still limping out the ring, or limping out the arena. And then she gets in her car. She gets interviewed by, I forgot what that chick name is. She said, "Hey, what's going on with you and Charlotte?" She said, "Well, look here. I have been sidelined enough." And that was a smart move on her part because, hey, if she would have continued to fight with Charlotte, Charlotte would have messed her up even more. Let's move on to some, now. See, I thought SmackDown was weird throughout the night. But then we come to this match real quick. This one. The United States Championship. Shinsuke versus R-Truth. Now, we just got done talking about Velveteen Dream. Okay? Velveteen Dream won the North American Championship from Johnny Gargano on Wednesday. So now we have this championship match that was short, but that's not what surprised me. R-Truth won the title by a 2 count, and the referee acted like he didn't see shit. I'm thinking that this is another Montreal screw job, if you really ask me. Like, dead ass. Like, I'm thinking like my nigga, did you not see that damn 2 count? I mean, I know your ass was not drinking no damn Southern Comfort. I'll be drinking this in a minute, but nigga, I know that you seen that damn 2 count. Here's your new United States champion, R-Truth. R-Truth is fucking 47 years old and still looking for a feel-good moment, which was good. But at the same time, the shit was cheap as fuck. Because I'm like saying, like, dude, I mean, like, are we just like using the United States title to like give to inferior, like, irrelevant, like, wrestlers? I mean, like, is that what's going on? So, R-Truth didn't even celebrate. He didn't. It wasn't even 2 seconds for him celebrating. And here comes Rusev. He comes out. He tells R-Truth that it was supposed to be me that was supposed to whoop Shinsuke's ass. That didn't happen. And then before you know it, here comes another heel turn. It was now Rusev. Now it's about people shitting on Rusev Day. Now Rusev gets a fucking title shot. Oh my god. And guess what? Guess what, everybody? The match didn't even last 5 minutes, let alone 2 minutes. The match was short, and Rusev lost. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm trying to figure out what I am more shocked about. Am I shocked about R-Truth winning the U.S. Championship? Am I shocked about that damn 2 count? I mean, that's how we win matches, on 2 counts? I thought it was 3, but I guess it was 2. But anyway, or am I more shocked that Rusev lost in less than like 2 minutes? You know, at first I thought this was a Ronda Rousey type of match. But no, it wasn't a match. It was for the United States title, and Rusev lost, and he also is a heel now. So that's 2 heel turns that I've seen in 48 hours. I was still getting over the Elias heel turn, but now this Rusev heel turn, which was completely bogus, but whatever. Now, there was a tag team match that went on that night. I think Rusev went against, it was Rusev and Shinsuke. Now, remind you, these two were enemies 2 minutes ago. Now, they're joining forces against, against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Now, I'm trying to figure out where in the fuck the club, the club, the Bullet Club 2.0, the Pool Club, I don't know. But anyway, like all I know is I'm like, where the fuck these two came from. The only time I've been seeing them is them promoting nerd t-shirts on WWE Network. That's it. But anyway, there was a tag team match between these two, between Rusev, Shinsuke, which were enemies before. Now they're bro friends or whatever, bro enemies, whatever you want to call it, against the club. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not stay around to watch that match because I was already bored. I was already getting over the Rusev bullshit, so I turned to Soul Calibur. But from my understanding, that match was whack. From my understanding. But let's move on. Let me see. I really don't want to talk about this either because this shit was trash. Shane McMahon surprises Miz with a title celebration. I'm sorry, everyone. I did not want to watch this shit for 2 minutes. I watched this shit for 2 minutes, and then I decided to turn to another channel. I tried to give this segment a chance, but it's going back to fucking Kitty irrelevant shit. Miz is a multi-time champion. If you gonna sit up here and have a segment about Daddy not like giving you the respect that you deserve, I might as well see like Love and Hip Hop. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. I didn't care for that match. I mean, I didn't care for that segment, so I didn't really, I didn't pay attention to it. So let's move on. The final thing that I really want to talk about this evening, Daniel Bryan. Everybody that is watching right now, don't get me wrong, I love Daniel Bryan. I love Daniel Bryan. I love his heel turn. I can't really say a lot. I think Daniel Bryan gives me a lot of life. Daniel Bryan this past Tuesday came out with Rollins. Rollins, yes. One half of the Bludgeon Brothers. And I like how Rollins has a recyclable sign that replaces the O and it turns it into a recyclable logo, which I think that was hilarious. I didn't say anything when I was watching SmackDown, but I'm saying this shit now. I think this shit was hilarious. But anyway, let's move on. Dan Bryan came out and he looked at the WWE title and he says that this is prestige. This has history. This represents everything in AJ Styles, which I don't represent. So he looked at this shit and he said that this leather was killed. This cow, this leather, used to be the cow named Daisy. I was done after that shit. I said, oh my God. This man, oh my God, he said that the WWE title that was killed, that has the skin of a cow, her name was Daisy. And then the crowd was so savage, they was chanting Daisy, 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 Daisy. So then Rollins gets out a trash can. He brings it in the ring. This is the most hilarious part. He brings the shit in the ring. And then Daniel has the damn WWE title in his hand. He takes the damn WWE title and throws it in the trash. And he said, this shit is trash. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Now, remind you, I didn't see this shit. I seen this shit on YouTube because at this time, I turned away from SmackDown. So, I didn't see none of this shade. They reveal another WWE title. And guess what? The WWE title looks like this. Let me pull it up for you guys. Hold on 1 second. Because this is where my commentary is going to come into play. You know, now people going to think that I'm like really shading, I'm hating the WWE Championship, and I'm not. I just want people to really look at this shit because I think this title is hilarious to me. And they call it the vegetarian champion, the hemp belt. So the hemp, basically, I had to figure out what the fuck was a hemp. So it was a wheat plant. So me and Aaron, if Aaron is in here, me and Aaron was having a conversation about this shit. I said the reason why you like that damn belt is because that belt is giving a shout out to every plant user that smokes blunts on a daily basis. They was like, oh my God, I love this belt. This belt represents 420. Oh my God. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. But then at the same time, I was thinking, I said, you know what? This belt represents everything in Daniel Bryan. But anyway, let me look. Hold on. Let me get this belt. Let me see if I can find it online. Here we go. All right. So, this belt right here. This belt that you see right here. This is your new WWE Championship belt. Now, let me do a little commentary for you guys. Now, this belt that you see right here, this shit looks like a damn scramble board. This shit looks like a toddler's backseat safety belt. Okay? Yes, this shit is, it fits him very well. Now, let me tell you something. Now, this shit right here, I'm trying to figure out what is all this shit right here. Does this shit looks like, this looks like cake. Like a cake decoration. This shit like this, and then when you see the belt, the actual belt, like when you turn it around, this shit looks like, I'm serious, it looks like a safety belt. But it's perfect for him. Yes, the people that are saying that is perfect for Daniel Bryan, it is. I'm not hating on him. But at the same time, I'm going to rip the shit out of you because that damn belt is ugly as fuck. And, you know, one of my friends said, hey, I think the WWE did that on purpose because they knew that that belt was going to be ugly as hell. The spinner belt, I have no problem with the spinner belt. I ain't going to lie to you. Over the period of time, it started getting ugly and ugly and ugly and ugly. But I think the spinner belt is awesome. The Jeff Hardy belt, that trash from TNA, I'm sorry, that shit that looks like, what's her name? The one that said, call me now! What's her name? Where's her name? But anyway, that shit looks like a Terrarian sign type of belt. I don't know what the hell that type of belt was. That belt was trash as fuck. But this belt right here from Daniel Bryan, it fits him. But however, that belt is ugly. And on top of that, the belt is on WWEshop.com right now. Yeah, it is. But anyway, going on to more news about Daniel Bryan other than that damn belt. Okay, so Daniel Bryan said that I'm going to be a champion forever. So this prompts AJ Styles to come out and says that, you know, he storms to the ring and talking about like, you're trash, blah, blah. Then Randy Orton, he comes out. He said that he doesn't even recycle. So fuck you. And then, you know, Jeff Hardy, he comes out. You already know about Jeff. And then Mufasa Ali, he comes out. Samoa Joe comes out. Samoa Joe was like a complete freaking savage. He was just like, he was going around the ring talking about like, you know, hey AJ, you know, what's up with what's up with Wendy? And then he said, Ali says to him, he said, I already beat your ass already. And then he said Jeff Hardy went to an AAA. He was like, when is the last time you went to an AA meeting for your addiction to drinking and shit? This shit was hilarious. So, Daniel Bryan said to everyone that literally came out, he refused everyone of having a WWE Championship match. So, Triple H, he appears on the Titantron. He says to everyone, he says to Daniel, he said, no, you don't have to face none of them. As a matter of fact, you're going to face all 6 of them into the Elimination Chamber. I said, oh, shit. That is a star-strut type of match, and I cannot wait to see that match in about 5 weeks. Matter of fact, I think it's in about 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, because right now, I think tomorrow's the 31st, so... So that was it about for SmackDown. So now I'm gonna go on to some other news that people wanted to talk about this evening. So let me see. Now we already talked a little bit about Dean Ambrose. Oh no! I'm sorry. Before we even go into that, all right. So the Women's Championship tag teams have been announced. And like I said, we already talked about that already a little bit in some depth, but this is what's been going on. So this is what the tag teams are so far. So Nia Jax and Tamia, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan and Sasha Banks. Now that's for Raw. For SmackDown is Mandy Rose, let's see, Sonya Deville and the Iconics. Really, really, the Iconics. Let's move on. So right now, I think that's all the women for the Elimination Chamber, if I'm not mistaken. And then SmackDown has one slot left. So we'll find that out, I think, on Tuesday. Now, I don't know if these are all the women that qualified or whatever, but right now, these are all the tag teams so far. So we were talking about Dean Ambrose, about him being released in April. So he declined his new contract, quote quote. So Dean Ambrose basically said that he'd been frustrated for a very long time with his creative direction of his character, and he reached to a breaking point. You know what I'm saying? It's not what happened on Monday that reached his breaking point. If you really look back to how Dean Ambrose debuted, you know, in the WWE to now, it's been completely trash. And, you know, with the whole thing about Brock Lesnar, I remember him voicing out his frustration about how Brock Lesnar was lazy as fuck. Brock Lesnar didn't want to do shit with Dean Ambrose. He just basically wanted to get the match over with, and that was about it. Dean Ambrose was not taken, like, serious as a serious character. So they made him out to be a joke. And that's how he been for the past 5 years. And I think it's very depressing. And I really feel his pain because I mean, if I'm a fan and I see this shit on TV, I can imagine how Dean Ambrose is feeling like when he comes out and he know that he can bring his character to another level. And then you have Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is a Hall of Famer that literally trashes you on TV and says that, you know, I just think that you're kind of lazy in other words. And Dean Ambrose, like, looking at him is like, I can only do so much with my character. I mean, we are in a PG environment. I mean, what the fuck you expect me to do? When you were in the WWE, you were in the Attitude Era. You could do whatever the fuck you wanted to do. But for you to sit here and call me lazy, like, you could tell that Dean Ambrose was not feeling that interview at all. So this basically prompted this whole, I mean, this has been going on for years. And Dean Ambrose is at the point now, he don't want to deal with the WWE no more. So his contract is up in April, and he will not be re-signing. And this has been confirmed on WWE.com that Dean Ambrose will not be signing with the WWE, and he will be on his way out. Hayato, Tommy Hado, he also asked for his release. He asked for his release, I think it was 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. So he also will be leaving. Now, someone asked, he said, what interview we're talking about. This was an interview that was done on Stone Cold's podcast. I think this was like last year sometime. I think this would happen like maybe the summer of 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if you didn't see that interview, I will show you that interview, and I'll show you what I was talking about. That whole body language of Dean Ambrose, he just did not like. He didn't care for that interview whatsoever. But yeah, so Tommy from 205, like I said, he will be matter of fact, I think he already got his release, so he will be leaving the WWE pretty soon as well. I don't really know a lot about a Tommy like that. I know that he was really good in the indie scene. Matter of fact, I seen some of his videos, you know, before we went on. And like I said, this man is a beast. This man was the one that came up with the go to sleep move that, you know, CM Punk does. And the reason why Tommy doesn't do the move anymore, because I think he injured his knee. And as a matter of fact, that knee that we're talking about, the one that goes, the go to sleep one, the GTS, was the same move that injured Daniel Bryan and why he can't hear out his left ear. But it's a shame that a talent like this is about to be released. But the thing about it is the WWE didn't want to, you know, I don't know what their whole, like, get up was about, you know, Tommy. I don't know what it was. I just know that they didn't push him like he should have been pushed. Okay, they said that he already left already. So according to Matt, he already left. Oh shit. Damn, my bad. Jamie said that Ty Dillinger is known as Ronnie Arvell, I believe, on Twitter. So I guess Ty Dillinger left, or not Ty, yeah, Ty Dillinger left as well. But that hasn't been confirmed. But I'm gonna look into that as well. But if he is gone, Godspeed to him. Oh, another thing I want to bring up that Shad was just talking about. So, people were asking me, what is up with these random black champions? Velveteen Dream won the North American Championship from Johnny Gargano this past Wednesday. Bobby Lashley won the IC Championship this past month. R-Truth won the U.S. Championship from Nakamura this past Tuesday. So, you already know where I'm about to go with this shit. I hate to say it though, but I think the reason why we have these random black champions is because Black History Month is in 2 days. I hate to say it, but I don't, people say to me, Chris, when you talk about black champions, why you gotta throw race into this? I'm not throwing race into this whatsoever. I'm going based on the WWE's track record. Now, a lot of people are going to feel a little bit uncomfortable about this because they don't want to talk about race and wrestling in the same breath. Unfortunately, we have to talk about this because it plays a vital role in, what's going on in the wrestling world. And this shit is just not going on in the WWE. This shit is going on in every wrestling company that you can think of, from racism, sexual misconduct, domestic violence. I mean, there's a lot of shit that's going on in the wrestling world, period. But they don't want to talk about this shit. And one of the shit that is going on right now is racism, and it's going on in the WWE. That's been going on for a very long time. And these random black champions, I'm sorry, this is not going based on their talents. They're going based on because the WWE wants to look good. They want to say, oh, we believe in diversity. But then when Black History Month leaves, then we go back to the same status quo. Velveteen Dream is making every freaking wrestler look good. Bobby Lashley is being an angry black man, and then R-Truth is one step away from retirement. If you don't agree with me, all you have to do is go back and see the record book of how many black WWE champions are in the record book of the WWE. And then you come back and you tell me what's really good. The last thing I want to talk about was intergender matches coming soon. So, Nia Jax invaded the Royal Rumble this past Sunday in the men's Royal Rumble. She attacked the now United States champion R-Truth because R-Truth was actually number 30. He was attacked by Nia Jax. Nia Jax came in the Royal Rumble. She basically got attacked. Matter of fact, she eliminated, I think, Ali, I believe. Yeah, she eliminated him. And then she got a 619 for her troubles, got a super kick, and then got an RKO. So that basically kind of set the seeds of intergender matches coming soon. I don't know. Because the thing about it is, we are living in a petty, snowflake type of environment. We're not living in the Attitude Era. We are living in the petty Attitude Era. I like that shit. Let me say that shit again. We are living in the snowflake attitude era where it's easy for any wrestling fan to get offended. No matter how small and how petty it is, motherfuckers are going to be offended because they just want to be offended. They want to bitch about something. It's not 1998. All the way to 2001, those days are over. If they want to bitch about something, they're going to bitch about something, no matter how small it is. And that will bring us to Trash of the Week later on in the show. So, I'm done talking. So now it's your turn to come on here and say what you got to say. Do not waste my time and don't waste yours. Do not come on here talking that bullshit. Talk, speak your mind. Please make it wrestling related. Please stay on topic. Cool. And we will have fun. I'm not going to shade you anything. This is your moment to speak right now on hashtag Heels for Life. We are starting fan reaction right now. So if you guys are the first time callers, if you want to come on, you have 5 minutes to speak. I will go around the whole room. Right now it's 9 o'clock right now. So we got about 45 minutes. I'll try to get to every caller if I can. And then if I don't get to every call, we'll pick up next week. But for the time being, let's get to some calls. All right. Okay, so Matt said he's still working. Okay. All right, so let's go with our first caller, Mr. William. Will, I don't have your... Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me try again. Let's see. Will, I don't have that option to add you, so I'm gonna have to come back to you. Let's go with Mr. Hill Carmichael. Chase, you love my shirt. That's why you was in my DMs and you was asking for my shirt. So, fuck you and fuck everything that you believe in. Just playing. So right now we're waiting for Mr. Hill Carmichael to join us on the podcast. So we're just waiting for him. I don't know why it's taking so long. So for those that are just coming in, we are on fan reaction. So if you guys want to come on, all you gotta do is hit that little green button down below. If it is available to you, and you will be in queue. So right now we're waiting for Hill to show up. I don't see him. Let me try to add him again. So Hill, if you are listening right now, please hit that accept button, please. If you can. Yes, Will, try again. Yes, try to, if you can, try to reset your phone. So Joseph, fan reaction is about you. If you basically, all the fans come on here, all the callers come on here, they speak their mind, speak whatever, whatever topics I've been talking about or anything else, anything that has anything to do with wrestling, they come on here for 5 minutes and they speak their mind, and that's our little segment or whatever. So after I get done speaking, then we go on to fan reaction. So that's where we're at right now. So right now, I'm having some issues getting Mr. Carmichael on here, so I'm gonna have to probably skip him for now. Let's bring on Shad real quick. Hopefully this shit is not picking up.
What up? What up?
What up? What's up, bro? How you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
Work life, man. Work life.
See, I feel you on that. All right, bro. So me and you, we need to talk. So first, I noticed you talked about, them black champions, quote unquote. So what else you wanted to elaborate on that?
I mean, now that you brought up Black History Month, that kind of just made me like, because I'm like, at first I was like, well, damn. I felt like Velveteen was like finally deserving this shit, man, because he's been busting his ass trying to get the title, and he finally got one.
And you know what? He is deserving. This man has been putting on some kick-ass matches ever since he debuted. Now, when he debuted, he was a little bit trash. People were still warming up to him, but lately this man been doing good. And like you, I'm like, okay, why would they give him a match or give him a title that Johnny
When
did
Johnny Gargano basically just won his first title ever. And his is short range because of that.
all because of Black History Month.
It might not be because of the month. Maybe it's Velveteen's time and they see that. And then I'm also thinking, I'm not sure how they're gonna handle the call ups. Cause there may be more call ups besides the ones they've been advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's time for, Gargano to come to the main roster. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm also thinking probably they're gonna try to send Aleister Black to the main roster like pretty soon.
so do you think that Johnny is a good fit on the main roster? I mean, if you look at his moveset, does it go with the main roster? Because you know that this man is. I mean, he has a very lethal like moveset, and I don't think that it will mix with the main roster.
Jamie, to answer your question on the Sugar Nipples call, I'm probably gonna work on that. To answer your question though, Chris, I mean, Gargano, I don't even want to shade the man. You know who I feel would be deserving if anybody with a move set? I want Ricochet to move up. Now that might fuck up because they can move Ricochet up, and he might be a flop just like some of the other ones that came up out of NXT.
Ricochet, no.
Just like I came across something earlier with everybody wanting to leave and end their contract, I'm also hearing that Sanity is like displeased and they want out.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
And that makes me question if everybody's requesting, they papers they want to go, are they going to AEW?
Right now, AEW is the hottest thing right now. I mean that is like literally the I won't say WCW, but it's the new kid on the block that's making noise. So I mean that will be
Do they have a network though?
on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have a YouTube channel. I don't think they have a network yet. Not yet.
I heard rumor it's supposed to be TBS, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
There were rumors that was going around that they've been trying to find a deal with TNN, and TBS, and even the CW network was also thrown in as well. But I think they're going to try to go after a cable network.
Yeah. I'm going to touch on the Dean Ambrose subject too, man, because, I mean, I feel like Dean is in Phil Brooks mode right now. I feel that frustration. He's a little bit on the Phil Brooks level. What makes me mad about that is, dude, I've seen a lot of heel turns in my lifetime.
Me too.
What he did when Roman had to leave and did that during that night.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all seen that crowd, man? That shit was fucking gold, man. And I'm like, yo. And then they did. I felt him because I watched that Chronicles, man, that he put out. I felt a lot of what he was talking about. I felt what he was talking about, and it's like, yo. So, and he even mentioned it himself. He's like, he's not gonna be around much longer. He said he was gonna call it quits, like probably not even going into next year. And boom, we see him. So it's like, damn, man. I like how you get the baddest fucking heel turn. I feel like that shit should be awarded like when they do the little awards, the Slammies or whatever.
So so bro, let me ask you this: do you think the Dean Ambrose heel turn, the whole turn, the whole like run, do you think that was an epic flop?
Okay, I like the turn. Yeah, I wasn't feeling the whole security guys with him. I felt like they could have left that shit out. His ring attire to go with it kind of stayed the same. He just went shirtless and wore like a big ass Vin Diesel Triple X jacket. I mean,
Well,
still.
why did they make him look like a supervillain from Batman, aka Bane?
Good one. This is WWE we're talking about, man, and right now I'm still the McMahons right now, and I hate to say it because Triple H is a part of this shit. Yeah. They said they're gonna change and make a new era and everything. They're gonna listen to the audience. I've really yet to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because this is like saying this is like listening to either your favorite local weatherman or your president of the United States on some bullshit. Come on, I mean,
Oh my
I'm
God,
just
I hate
keeping it
you.
real though.
I hate you so much. I hate you. You said
Why?
I hate you so much. This shit is hilarious. Like, I mean, the WWE is so animated. It's just ridiculous. Like, they don't think. And, you know, I also heard this report that the WWE wants to try to recycle old like storylines from the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression era, and sometime and probably from the Golden Era, and try to put it in this era right here. Now, let me ask you this: do you feel
Like they did that weak ass new championship belt. I'm sorry. That shit is. I'm sorry. That belt makes the Universal Championship look fucking phenomenal. I'll give it an AJ word, cause that. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling that belt. None whatsoever. That shit look like Mick Foley made that back when he was a little baby, and that shit's now coming to life. That shit look like remember when John Cena posted them little paper championship belts in his little clips of his homage or whatever you want to call it. That's what that shit's looking like. That shit look like somebody made that shit out of cardboard and pasted some fucking popsicle sticks on that shit. Let's just keep it real. Yeah, drink to that.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, you know, I don't normally like, you know, try to you know, do shots on the air because you know a nigga gotta go to work at like 6 o'clock in the morning. But I'm sorry, I got a toast to that. Mm, mm.
Hey.
Okay,
I
Chad,
mean,
I gotta talk to you later, bro. But excuse me. Thank you for so much for coming on here. I will talk to you later, brother.
all right, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Fucking cool. Let's go on to the next subject or next caller. Let's go to Joseph. Joseph, I was trying to add you, but I don't have one for. Okay. All right. Let's go on to Hill real quick. So right now I got 6 callers right now in queue. So guys, please bear with me. So I'm trying not to go over 5 minutes. But that shit was hilarious with Shad. Stupid. Oh my goodness. He said that shit looked like a cardboard. Like it had been made out of cardboard. That is hilarious. So right now we're waiting for Hill to show up. Come on here. Hill, we are waiting your presence, sir. All right. I have to go on to the next one. All right, let me try him one more time. It says that it's adding you, but I just can't I can't see you. So I don't know. I'm trying to add you another way. Hold on. Yeah, that's why I told him. I told him to try to reboot his phone because sometimes like Facebook Live want to act a little stupid. So whatever. Okay. So Hill, I'm gonna try to get you last because right now we're having some issues with your phone. So let's go on to let's see. Try to get okay. All right, let's go. Okay, so Hill, if you on your tablet, it's probably not working. So try to go to yourself. It's not gonna work.
Chris.
Hey.
So what's up? Seth Rollins got F5 5 times. I just want to say that. Second thing, AWE might be thinking about bringing Brock Lesnar over. So if he come on, you didn't read the article? Read the article. Read the article.
Bro. Let me stop you. We're not going to talk about
Hey, I read the article. I read it. I read it.
You know what?
The second thing, the title is a mess. You say what?
Keep going.
The title is a mess. That's like the top 5 in my worst titles ever. Like
Which
I don't
one?
the Daniel Bryan. Right near the spinning. I don't like the whole spinning wheel with John Cena either. So it's like that's 1 or 2 to me.
Daniel Bryan,
Hey man, it's the PG era. They want to do it for the kids, man. Hey, I'm just saying, it looks stupid to me. It really, yes.
Let's move. Let me ask you this. Do you believe in intergender?
You say what?
Intergender.
Yes, no. I do believe it because that'd be great for ratings. I am interested to see the Becky versus The Rock. I am interested just because of the crowd. How the crowd gonna be. You never know how they gonna be at all. Bad thing, now everybody, all the kids gonna be like, yo, they gonna be doing the same shit anyway. And they on wrestling. So they gonna be, oh, my son saw that shit on wrestling, so he could hit a female. So it's a yes or no to me, to be honest.
Well, I mean, they see
Yeah.
So what's so different?
Everybody watch more WWE than Jerry Springer?
That's true, but at the same time,
hey, it's a whole new life now.
That's true. So what else did you want to do?
Why you keep on this? I don't understand why you don't like the Iconics. The Iconics.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, they bad on the mic, but they not the worst.
They can't wrestle.
They not the worst.
I'm sorry.
They up there, but they not the worst wrestlers. You can name more than a few than Iconics. It might be the next one might be Nikki and Brie. They have been tag team for a long time, so you never know.
So what
My man about to leave this year, so.
You said what?
I said my man Brock Lesnar you said he about to leave this year, right? And he's done?
Man.
Well, when he's gone, I only got the Miz now, so.
Oh, Lord. You know they're not.
But the Miz came a long way, though.
He did. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because we still really recovered.
Yeah, especially with him, and my best one with him and R-Truth, the tag team was beat. They was a heel and they was just fucking up everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That was my best moment with them.
Well, bro, we're gonna keep going.
All right.
All right, bro. All right, so everybody was talking about the feedback. Yes, for some reason, I have issues with folks that have But anyway, let's go on to our next caller. Let's see. Let's go with TM. And that's exactly what the Iconics are. They are nothing more than Bella's 2.0s. And, you know, bro asked me, like, why do I have a problem with them? I don't like them. I don't care for them. All they are a bunch of jobbers. They're nothing more.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
How's it going?
It's going, bro. It's going. So, what brings you on this evening?
No, it's been a while, man. So I want to come in and say hi to you guys. See how you're liking that cold weather out that way and all that damn snow you're getting.
I hate it.
But shit, it's about 7 degrees here, man. Yep, right there too, pal. Right there too. Two things, because I haven't been on in a while, so you know, working all that. One thing I want to bring up, I got to bring it up because you know I know you guys did the Royal Rumble party the other night, and I was already in bed from the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. It will be everybody bitching about them SmackDown tag titles. Number one, you know the Shane McMahon and Miz winning them, which I see leading to something else at WrestleMania between them two. Mm-hmm. What the hell happened to the Raw tag titles? What the hell happened to the Raw tag titles?
I'm sorry, but who is the tag team champions?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Well, that's why.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You know, and bro, like it's really fucked up that when I watch wrestling every freaking week, barely watch wrestling every week, you know, because sometimes WWE produces some shit that just does not make any sense, and it does not make it doesn't even make any more sense that I don't even know who the fucking tag team champions are on Raw.
Yeah, we were watching the pre-show, getting ready for it, and it was the first match of the night. The stadium, the arena didn't have people in there, and they're wrestling. And I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy, what are they doing? And then they're talking about how great this tag team is, and somebody just said it was Rude and Chad Gable.
And I'm like, yes, like I was being a dick when I said that. Yes, it's Chad
no, I'm not. I'm being truthful.
It's Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Wow. I literally have no comment for this shit. I really don't have a comment because like I try to figure out like what the fuck the WWE is doing with these tag team divisions, both on the men's side and on the women's side. It doesn't even make any sense. They pick all these random people and then they say, okay, you're a tag team today. You're a tag team. You're a tag team. Everybody is a tag team. You know, I mean, like, dude, it just it blows my mind.
I agree with you. And I'm gonna agree with somebody said earlier. You know, I'm totally agreeing with you. The Nia Jax at the Royal Rumble was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I liked it, you know, and I can't wait to see who your trash of the week is because that's going to be hilarious. Because if I think I know who it is, Lord have mercy on them. That's all I'm going to say. They going to meet Jesus when you guys get done. I promise you. And
they don't know, but they will after the show. They will.
I'm not even going to. I'm gonna be listening because I can't wait, and I ain't gonna say shit about that Daniel Bryan belt. I don't give a damn.
No. I want to hear your side on this Wisconsin belt. I want, and the reason why I say Wisconsin belt because Daisy is actually Daisy. The cow is from Wisconsin. So that's why I make that reference. So I want to hear your take about this.
Okay, I'm gonna make this take for you, and I'm gonna make it really short, sweet, and proper. This belt came out at the wrong time because when I was a kid growing up at Christmas time, you loved that Christmas wrapping paper, that little cardboard thing that came. The Christmas wrapping paper came in because you would cut it in half, you would lay it flat, you would draw on that son of a bitch to what belt you wanted. You took those scissors, you cut them. You had a belt. You had your own wrestling belt. You had your own wrestling belt. It looked like something that my oldest son, when he was 2 years old, drew up, cut out in art class in kindergarten. Okay, that's what all I'm going to say about this belt.
Okay, but
Period. We have enough issues. We have enough issues with the way these belts are going right now. A lot of us we have this argument all the time about wrestling belts. What we think are the best belts. We all miss the big gold wrestling belt from WCW days. We all missed the Winged Eagle belt from the WWE days, and then the Circle belt, and then the Smoking Skull belt came out. Dude, I swear to God, they ought to go to a kindergarten class somewhere, tell 10 kids to draw something, and have this man just pay them to put that goddamn belt on TV.
It's bad enough I shade the fuck out this damn belt. The belt looked like a damn, like you will build something from our class or from shop. I mean, it was
absolutely.
I mean, like I'm trying, like someone took the leather part from a back seat. You know, you remember them 4 escorts, a belt,
yes.
whatever. That's exactly where they got that shit from. They went to a junkyard. They got that damn belt from that escort Ford, and they just scratched it. They just tore it together, and then put some little glitter and a little bit of arts and crafts on it, and then there goes your belt. And they had the audacity to say that this belt came from hemp. It came from blunt. The fuck? Who does that?
Shit, the last time I smoked a blunt, I drew something better than that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You know, they do say that weed supposed to enhance your magic, like supposed to enhance your creativity. Unfortunately, they came up a little bit short.
They did. All right, I'm gonna look. You got other people coming on.
Okay.
Like I said, thank you guys for letting me come on because I know it's been a while and stuff like that. You know what? I'm talking about the belts. I'm taking the women's tag team belts. I hope they go the right way with this. I hope they go the right way with everything they're doing about this.
Totally agree.
But God damn it, am I stoked about Becky Lynch again? Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. Is the man finally getting her spotlight? Mm-hmm. As soon as she can break Charlotte Flair's other boob out, she will get that spotlight.
Man, all I'm saying is this. Becky Lynch finally got her time, and that is what I wanted. I wanted her to get her time. It was about time because no one near Flair really do not need to be in that spotlight over and over and over. I've been seeing that Becky Lynch she has potential, but is not being utilized correctly. And now they're trying to figure out like where can we put a Flair in this equation? Nowhere. Put her in the back of the damn bus where she belongs. But you already know that is not going to happen.
That's not. And the last thing, I know we know that touchy subject. We're talking about all the people that need the champions that need to be champions right now. Mm-hmm. Velveteen Dream. I wish they would have did it later on with Velveteen Dream because Joey Gargano that night at the NXT Takeover proved that he can win a singles title on a. I don't want to say the main area, but he can prove it by himself, which he did against Ricochet. No help across the board. The match was lit, number one. I give the takeover was phenomenal. But I'm going to give some shout outs right now to my boy from the War Machine, Hanson. Mm-hmm. That big boy, agile as shit. The cartwheel in the ring, and then the handstand somersault off the ropes.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
You better say
I got a friend his size the next night. I go, I want to see you do that shit. He looked at me and goes, my fat ass would fall and hurt and break and everything would die on me. And I'm like, yep.
I know my fat ass would. I can't. Man, I can't even do a somersault on this damn bed, and I'm not gonna do it live right here so I can bust my shit so y'all can laugh. So I'm, well, bro, I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for coming on.
I'll talk to you later, bro. Have a good one.
Bro, hit me up, okay?
Yep.
All right, bro. All right, let's go on to the caller. All right, let's bring on Miss Bay real quick. She up there. Yeah, she's. Yes, I see you doing this. I see you. I'm about to bring you on. And shout out to Chris. Wait, what's up, man?
Hello? Y'all can see me? Hi, you. Oh, that's my mom. Anyways, so this whole hijack situation. Oh, she's over here. Say hi. I'm against it. I think she did a good job. You know, I don't really think she did bad. She got her ass whooped. You know, she did. It was funny. It was good though. The Royal Rumble to me, it was good. I felt like Seth Rollins already had a WrestleMania moment. I feel like he really doesn't need another one. I feel like they should have gave it to Dean Ambrose. Honestly, that's just my opinion. I think that's why he feels like he's ready to go, because it's just like all his opportunities really haven't been going the way that they should go, in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like they're doing a lot of stuff for the black people. Don't get me wrong, you know, I'm with all colors. I don't, you know, I'm not racist or nothing like that, but it is Black History Month, but I don't like that. Don't give people championships around Black History Month time. That's not cool. And that's the way I see it. For real. That's not right. It just, R-Truth got a championship out of nowhere. Tomorrow about to be February. Who else? They giving Apollo opportunities. Bobby Lashley got this Intercontinental title. And then I keep trying to figure out where to go watch that Velveteen Dream match at, because I can't find it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh. So where do I go watch that? Did they even put it up on the network or anything? The Velvet? I haven't seen it. Excuse me, just yet. I really don't like this. So let's see how long these title reigns run for, because if I'm not mistaken, R-Truth's longest title reign was 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know. These not facts now. I'm not a pro wrestler. You know, I don't really know that much, but that's from what I'm hearing on other people's websites and stuff. You know, I heard he wasn't really in the ring that well. Right. Okay. I was like, okay, I didn't see it yet. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I was watching the other one and I'm like, well, this is not it. Okay, well. All right, that's good to know. Thanks to whoever said that. Yeah, that's all I had tonight. I commend Nia Jax. You know, she represents us big girls well. I like her. I don't care what nobody say. You know, she doing her damn thing out here. She gotta do what she gotta do. She made it longer than that other girl did. What's that girl? Karen, whatever her name was. The other one. No. Yeah, the big girl, the big black one that used to wrestle. Karma. She lasts longer than her. So I feel like she doing something, I guess. You don't like her. Look at your face. Oh yeah, Karma. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she lasted longer than her in the WWE, you know. And I don't know if it's because she's The Rock's, family or whatever, but her and Tamina, I think they'll be good with the tag team champions. From my understanding, I think they'll be really good. But that was it. That's all I got. I just came to say hi. I haven't been here in a minute. I love watching. Yes, you are like my entertainment. I love watching you. I love when you come on live. I love when you make your videos. That shit be hilarious. Like, you be making my day because I have a 6-month-old baby, so I go through it a lot. So you really make my day when I see you on here, man.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
I will
welcome.
see you later. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yep. All right. Oh my God, that's so special. Oh my God. I try. Okay, so let's bring on Nick. All right. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm here.
I don't blame you.
So what's going on?
So let's talk about this Dean Ambrose, shall we? Because me and Anthony talked about it on our podcast last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am not buying the fact he's leaving. Yes, he is frustrated based on his body language when I saw him here in Columbus a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it's a report. We don't know if it's true, but I do have a feeling it might be a work. Because how is he living after that great promo that he did since he got back on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if he leave, then most likely when they leave.
That is a strong possibility that happened. Yeah, that's a strong possibility.
And right now, they can't. I mean, if he goes, he goes. But I don't think they can afford him to leave right now because Dolph is on hiatus. You still got this whole bunch of list of injuries going on.
Mm-hmm.
You still not pushing Braun Strowman when it's about to be 3 straight years. Everybody know where I stand on that in this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like I was stating on WCC earlier. I realized today, Rusev have never won a pay-per-view in 2 years. What the fuck?
I mean, let's keep this. Rusev has been very because Vince is a big bitch like so. I mean, this should be a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Should be. Now let me ask you about that ugly ass. What are your thoughts about it?
It's like what you said earlier. It does fit in Daniel Bryan, but it don't fit for other talent. That's how. Because the damn belt look like a damn blocks that we played as a kid.
It does.
Hell, if I can make a belt, why not make one out of Legos? Let's make a Lego belt.
I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, the rubber where the gun is, it looks like a
Exactly.
and it's just, you know, I'm not the nose up.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it's a serious but whatever. What? Let me ask you this. What do you think about the Ronda Rousey promo?
I mean, I didn't watch it all that because I was busy helping with the wife and stuff. So I don't know now everyone that's listening to me, I don't know if it's true that she might leaving after WrestleMania because she want to start a family. I don't know how I feel about that because I don't. All this is desperation. I see a lot of desperate of the WWE. And I have a bad feeling what they're going to do to Oscar. I have a bad feeling what they're going to do at Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Because let's put it like this. We all know this is gonna happen because this is WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Becky is gonna win the women's World Tag. Sorry for the botch. Becky is gonna win the women's World Belt. Charlotte is gonna win the SmackDown belt, and you got whatever connection you want to call them, Sasha and Bailey, win the title. That's how they're gonna do it. I know they are. But you can't. I know everybody want the 4 horsewomen of WWE versus the 4 horsemen of MMA. Right now, I don't know that's gonna happen because the thing is, with those 2 that just came with NXT to help Cena, we may know who they are as a hardcore wrestling fan. The problem is that casual WWE fan won't know who they are as they pop up on the main roster right now. So.
Okay. So you got
basically, I am totally against how they doing with all these spoilers. Like, oh, Velveteen won the North American Championship, and then you give R-Truth the freaking U.S. title after how many years he won that belt? Where's the love for Big E? Big E needs a title shot.
We'll talk about the I got you.
You're welcome.
All right, bro. Let's go. Okay, so yes, everybody keeps hearing the echo. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying not to talk because of the echo. Right? So if you do have an iPhone and I do hear the echo, I'm going to shut the fuck up and let you talk. I'm not going to ask you no questions. I'll probably respond to your questions after you leave. Because, I know it's getting a little bit, annoying. But anyway. Let's go on to our last caller. Real quick. And then we'll go with our last segment of Trash of the Week. I don't think turn down the volume. I don't think it might work. I don't know. They can give it a try.
All right. Do anybody hear the echo? I just want to know, make sure there's no echo on my end.
No, there's no echo.
Okay.
There's no echo.
What's up, Chris?
Not too much. All right.
All right,
So,
good.
what did you talk about, Steve? So what did you want to talk about?
I want to see. I know. I was talking about NXT UK, man. I know about what's going on with the main roster and how they treat their wrestlers. It's bullshit, to be honest, because before I talk about NXT UK, I'm gonna talk about another wrestler that just left the WWE. His name was Hideo Itami, otherwise known as Kenta. He's another guy that people was talking about leaving the WWE as well. He left to probably go back to Japan. Who knows where he's gonna go?
From my understanding, he's supposed to be going back to Japan. From my understanding, and he's supposed to be going back to Japan. And you know what? Well, if he does, that's good for him because then he will actually be utilized correctly. Because right now the WWE have not did shit with him ever since he came back, and it doesn't make any sense that you're going to bring talent in because you don't want them to go nowhere else. That is pathetic. And that just shows that, you have no faith in your talent that's at home. The homegrown talent. You have no faith in them. So you want to bring the ones from the outside that's doing good, Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode, all the other ones that were good. And then when they came to the WWE, they were absolutely trash. It's really fucked up that we have Raw Tag Team Champions, and half of us don't even know who the fuck they are.
It's amazing how you say that because we talked about the tag team division last week, right? The women's tag team division, right? Now, what's ridiculous about the tag team division in the WWE on Raw and SmackDown, and you said it, we don't know who the fuck they are. I mean, we know about the Usos, they're a great tag team. Sick of the, I'm not going to talk about the New Day, but yet you got other tag teams like Anderson and Gallows. Remember I mentioned about them? When they going to get a title shot? You know what I'm saying?
Who?
Anderson and Gallows have been one of the greatest tag teams in Japan. I mentioned that last week. But yet you got these random guys, like you said with your other guests, making tag team. And for what?
That might be.
If you're going to be a great tag team, here's the thing. If you're going to be a great tag team, two things. One, train together. You're supposed to be a great tag team, you're supposed to, A, know each other, train with each other, y'all supposed to have bond, travel together, train together, and all that. How many tag teams in WWE that have that? We know Anderson and Gallows train together. We know about the Uso training together. We know about Sanity training together from NXT. But what else you got? Oh, yeah, and you also got the Revival, they train together. But that's all you got. Right or wrong? You got very few tag teams on the WWE roster that actually train together. That's how you make a great tag team. But yeah, you got.
Hold on 1 second. So Shad said that they had title shots, and then he's calling you Uncle Ben. I don't know why. What the fuck I was gonna say? The club actually been tag team champions, but it's like they get utilized for 1 minute, and then they're eating catering the next. So that's why I keep telling folks. I said Vince is doing this shit for a reason. He do not want the talent going nowhere, and the talent is actually starting to see what I've been talking about. It's like they've been listening to my podcast, and then they see what is going on with Vince and what his strategy is. Vince has no interest in these wrestlers. This is the same man that doesn't even pay attention to NXT. That should tell you something. Or
NXT UK.
Yeah, or NXT UK. So if he doesn't pay attention to his own product that says WWE NXT, and he doesn't pay attention to, I mean, that should tell you something. You know, if Vince doesn't, if Vince does not pay attention, if Vince does not care about you, you are not getting pushed. Ask Finn Balor. Finn Balor got his ass handed to him on Sunday. That is his push. That's it. He might get an Intercontinental.
Look what just happened to Nakamura. Look what just happened to Nakamura and Rusev. They got beat by R-Truth. Prime example. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I respect Ron Killings. I respect what Ron Killings has done in professional wrestling. You know that. Ron Killings is the actual name of R-Truth, who I met in person. So when I met R-Truth when he was in TNA. So yeah. But anyway.
And for people that don't know, Ron Killings, R-Truth, K-Quick, when he was in the WWE, he is actually a former NWA heavyweight champion when he was in TNA. Now,
that's true.
And the crazy thing is, they don't talk about his accomplishments. They don't talk about his accomplishments at all because they're totally irrelevant, according to the WWE. But they'll probably talk about that in Black History Month. That's probably the only time that blacks are relevant in the WWE's eyes, which is trash. It's trash. And I'm not, and you know what? I'm not sleeping on R-Truth because I know how good R-Truth is. What you should do is you should relay that question to the WWE and why R-Truth have been thrown under the bus over and over and over and over again for the last, like, what, 8 years, 10 years? I mean, like,
seriously.
let me know where I can stop. I mean, straight up. Go ahead.
Let me say this. I respect, look, don't get me wrong. Congratulations. Big ups to Ron Killen. Big ups to R-Truth for winning the United States title. I'm not going to knock this man's accomplishment. No way in hell I'm going to knock this man's accomplishment. But how long, like you said, it took him, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years to win an actual singles title? That's what pissed me off about the WWE and how they treating black athletes, Latino athletes, and minority athletes in their company. Now, I'm going to go back to what I was saying about NXT UK. NXT UK, NXT, 205 Live, those 3 shows has been dominating the main roster. And yet, Vince McMahon don't pay attention to it like we've been talking about. You got on NXT UK, you got this 6'6" Walter, a big man from Austria, who is dominating NXT UK right now with those big ass chops of his. People are already talking about how Walter is dominating NXT UK right now, and he just got there. You got guys like Pete Dunne, you got the Coffee Brothers, you got all these talent like Tony Storm, the NXT UK Women's Champion there, and Vince McMahon's not paying attention to him. On NXT, you got Velveteen Dream, you got Ricochet, and others. They dominated on the WWE Network. 205 Live is doing good. But yet, Vince McMahon is not paying attention. Why? I don't know.
I mean, he only pay attention to him when it suits him best. I mean, if it's like a special going on, he might, like, you know, say, like, you know, 1 or 2 words about, you know, NXT or 205. As you can see on the WWE programming on SmackDown or on Raw, you don't really hear too much about NXT or 205, which I really find to be a little odd, but, you know, whatever.
The only time they talk about NXT or 205 Live or NXT UK is when a talent from each brand comes to the main roster. That's pretty much it.
This is true.
And you know what? Maybe Vince McMahon just sit his old ass home in whatever he's from, Stamford, Connecticut, and let Triple H and Shane McMahon take over. Because right now, look what NXT is doing. NXT has been dominating. NXT UK is dominating. 205 is dominating. And now with the threat of AEW, yes, right, I have to talk about AEW for just a second. Now you see why Vince McMahon is begging to keep his talent because of the threat from what's on your t-shirt, AEW.
AEW, everybody. AEW. So, okay, so just one more thing before we go on to Trash of the Week. So, what do you think about the Daniel Bryan belt?
Man, that belt look, man. I like what your previous guest said about going back to kindergarten. Because that belt looked like it's been drawn from a 5-year-old. That's how ridiculous that belt looked, man. I mean, seriously, that's not a championship belt. That's like a damn one of those belts you see from Legoland or it remind me of one of those Transformer type belt. You know what I mean?
He said Transformer belt. That's hilarious. Now, going back to what Christopher, I believe, Christopher Luce, I believe. Luce? Okay. So, Vince McMahon, he said that Vince McMahon will be retiring real soon. No worries. No, Vince McMahon needs to retire right now. He needs to take his ass to NXT, not NXT, but the XFL, and fail over there, fall on his face, then retire. Give the reins to Triple H, because 2020 will come very quick. He needs to focus on that shit. Focus on that shit that he failed almost 20 years ago and call it a day. Because all this shit that he doing right now, like, hey, I want to get all the black people together first. He's no better than Hulk Hogan, but whatever. But all I'm saying is this whole shit, I'm glad Velveteen Dream is a champion. I'm glad that, R-Truth is a champion by controversial 2 count. I'm glad that Bobby Lashley is champion, but at the same time, I hate it that it's due to a special occasion, Black History Month. The shit is trash of what he's been doing. And people are not going to put Vince McMahon, they're not going to put him out there because they think that Vince McMahon is Jesus when it comes to the WWE. He's the creator of the WWE, but his ways needs to be put on Front Street because some shit that he does not make no damn sense to me. And it makes me think there's 2 cars that came on here and said that was kind of suspect, So I know we're not going to talk about Bobby. We're not going to talk about Hulk Hogan on this program. No. I just have to make that reference.
I'm just going to say one thing, Chris, before I know you're going to let me go in a minute, bro. But like I said, I look. I respect. I am glad that we finally got some black champions on the WWE, but they're mid-card champions. Mm-hmm. You got the United States title is a mid-card champion. You got the North American title on NXT mid-card champion, and obviously the United States champion or mid-card champion. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a black champion in years in the WWE since Mark Henry. And that's straight up.
And even with that shit, with Mark Henry, Mark Henry was given the belt because he was on his last leg. And that man should have been. And that's what pisses me off about they give minorities titles when they see that fans is talking a little bit too much about minorities not getting title shots, title wins, blah 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 blah, and then it always begs the question of, okay, so they have not did shit all year, but here comes Black History Month, and R-Truth, he won by a 2 count, and this man been jobbing all year. Then we got Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, all he been doing is bending over for the damn camera and talk about 3 of the Family Matters cast members, aka his sisters. And then we got Velveteen Dream, great talent, young. He's a Hulk Hogan lover. I get it. And then 2 days before Black History Month, all 3 of them are champions, all in 1 month. Shit is crazy.
Long? And here, the question is, how long will the title reign? Probably not long. You know that.
Oh, I know. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I will give it maybe toward the end of February, and then R-Truth will no longer be U.S. champion, and he will be on his way out. Plain and simple. But bro, I gotta move on. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you again. Okay.
No problem, brother.
All right, man. All right, so big shout out to all the callers that came on. Now is time for Trash of the Week. So, between now and next week, we look for anything online that is trash, anything that is petty, anything that is disrespectful. It could go from wrestlers, wrestling fans, promoters, companies. It does not matter. Anything wrestling related, anything that is trash, we nominate them, and then me and Matt come to a decision, and then or Dolores Award. Yes, Dolores Award, Clitoris Award, whatever you want to call it. So, let's bring Matt on here real quick. And we'll go ahead with Trash of the Week. Matt, I do not see your camcorder option, sir. Send me another one. if you can. So I wanna hear you guys, like, how we doing on the podcast. What would you like to see on our next podcast? Is how do you feel about Dean Ambrose leaving the WWE? Are you shocked? Are you, how you feel? Are you in your feelings? Like Chase is in his feelings about like this AEW t-shirt. Yes, I told you, Chase, I was gonna come on here, I was gonna shake the fuck out of you because you've been. I'll talk to you later though, but anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm very shocked about the Dean Ambrose situation. I didn't think that he was going to leave this soon. But, due to the events that's been going on for like the last couple of years, I'm not surprised. And I don't think any wrestling fan that is a true wrestling fan, I don't think that they should be surprised either because we've seen this shit coming a long time ago. So, I did see Matt on here and he just left. There you go. Okay. All right. I don't think this shit is work because if this was work, I don't think they would announce that on WWE.com. I don't think so. I would love for that to be work, but if you really look at, I really want Dean Ambrose to leave the WWE. He needs to go. He's not being utilized correctly, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Matt, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
I'm here. I'm a little tired, but let's go ahead with trash of the week real quick, and then we'll go ahead with your comments. So hold on, let me do this real quick. This thing just turned off. Hold on.
Battery, medium, method 2, and USSHA3.
There we go. Okay. All right, everybody. So, trash of the week champion goes to. If I can find my drum roll. Drum roll, please. That was a weak ass drum roll. Oh. One more time for the hearing impaired. One more time. Oh, I can't get another one more time. Okay, that's fine. All right, so trash of the week goes to a wrestling fan named Lou DeBell, I believe. He said this right
With
after.
Wix, you can create a professional website that looks.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
The best part is you can update it and keep it fresh whenever you want.
Sorry, guys. My bad. Okay. So this goes to this fan. After Nia was pummeled by, when she was in the Men's Royal Rumble, and she decided to interfere, and she got her ass handed to her. Lou decided to go on Twitter and say, "Hey, at the WWE, okay, you're sports entertainment, but believing in kids that's watching and way too much domestic violence, having women enter the Men's Royal Rumble and get pummeled by men is bad messaging, out of line, and was a really bad idea. Hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE Network, and hashtag the Royal Rumble." How can I put this without being disrespectful, everybody? No, I don't think I can be nice about this. So let me get this understood. It's okay for men to get hit by women, but then you put a woman in a men's environment, attack them, and tries to dominate, tries to be the man in this situation like Becky Lynch, and then think that there's not going to be no repercussions about this. I don't understand how men gonna sit up here. Oh, no. Why these snowflake ass fans is so fickle? I don't understand. I don't. And see, the thing is, you are probably that same fan that was watching China become the first IC champion of as far as the women go. If you wasn't complaining about that shit, So what is the difference between then and now? I don't understand. But you are that same fucking fan that pisses me off on a daily basis. You are oversensitive. You are a man with a clitoris, and you are a man that needs to get laid. I understand about your kids, but let's look at the facts. We have a racist president in office that you don't tweet about and says racist shit. You have your kids watch Maury on a daily basis. You have your kids watch Jerry Springer, aka Domestic Violence Party, but yet you don't tweet about that shit, but you tweet about the WWE. You don't bitch about cartoon violence when boys are hitting females. Do you tweet about that? You do not. But yet you want to sit your old ass on Twitter and you want to talk about the WWE committing or promoting domestic violence. And the WWE is not the only place that commits domestic violence, but yet you don't tweet about that either. So all I'm gonna say is, and I'm gonna hand it over to Mr. C Dog. I am tired. I am tired. I am tired of you punk ass, wet booty ass, sensitive, moist ass, bitch ass snowflake. Now I need a shot. Go ahead, man.
What's going on, Chris?
Hi.
Feeling good?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm just really irritated. Just really good. Just really irritated.
I agree. And I mean, when it comes to that particular fan, I would be irritated too. I would be upset. I would be bothered. Because apparently, here again, we have these fickle, white bread, snowflake, man bun,
wow.
fans that want to get all upset because Nia walked her ass into the Men's Royal Rumble, threw R-Truth into the Royal Rumble display,
Mm-hmm.
stopped to take a minute to piss off the fans even more, get in the ring, eyeball a few of the other wrestlers,
Mm-hmm.
put hands on several of them, eliminate Mustafa Ali, and then when she sets up Randy Orton, she gives the okay to Rey Mysterio. It's like, go ahead, go for it, have at it, Rey. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm like, Rey, don't do it. Rey, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting set up. And what happens? She takes out Rey. But then Dolph comes up, super kicks Nia. She falls back into the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Rey looks at the crowd. The crowd is on their feet cheering at this point. Looks at Nia, looks back at the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
double steps back, hits the ropes, comes back. 619's Nia. Here comes Randy Orton. RKO. And I mean, we all know that Randy was proud of himself. Randy liked the fact of, you know, giving a woman an RKO.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably been itching to do that for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it happens. But, you know, here's the thing. And just like what Chris said, many years ago, many moons ago,
many moons,
moons and sunsets ago, there was a time that women got laid out daily by other men. There are women thrown through tables. There are women 3D'd through tables. There are women smacked with chairs. There are women stone cold stunned. There are women that got pedigreed. There was a woman, may she rest in peace, that did many low blows to men.
This is facts. And even my boss, her, even to this day.
But no one complained. No one bitched. No one moaned. Because it was entertainment. China got the 1, 2, 3 and became the first female intercontinental champion. The crowd erupted. You can find this match on WWEnetwork.com or WWE Network, however you want to put it.
Or
for $9.99.
YouTube as well.
Or YouTube.com.
Indeed.
There were many women that were set up and given finishing moves all through the Attitude Era. Somewhat through it kind of came back a little bit during the Ruthless Aggression era, but not by much. But then when we entered the PG era, the era of social media, the era of the snowflakes, the era of these punk ass motherfuckers that just want to get in their feelings and get all mad because a woman was laid to rest on the floor by an RKO, a 619, and sweet chin music. How dare you get upset by that? How dare you waste our time with this? How dare you get on Twitter and waste your own brain power to come up with that tweet to where all of us have to read that bullshit? And this is why your ass is trash of the week. This is why. This is why you're trash of the week. This is why we are putting you on blast. This is why you've been broadcasted all over social media as a snowflake. Because you got upset. Dear WWE, how dare you? How dare you have Nia Jax be put through such torment? How dare you? Do you think she minded? No. She went on Twitter, talked about how she went into the women's Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, and pissed off the fans in both of them. She had a great time. So you, Mr. Snowflake, Mr. Trash of the Week, Mr. Crybaby, Mr. Got Your Face Buried in Your Mama's Apron, Mr. Probably Missing His Hot Chocolate, didn't get the marshmallows in like he wanted, Mr. Crying at Christmas because he didn't get what he wanted from Santa Claus. Shame on you. Shit. Now take your little five-year-old ass, plant your face in that corner, and don't you dare come out until we say shame. Shame, shame, shame
on you. And that, folks, is Trash of the Week. Now let's move on to some bigger and better news. You already know what I'm going to ask you. What did you think about that damn WWE title?
Okay. All those in hashtag Heels for Life land. My great boss and host, Chris Dilworth, I already know you're sitting down. Everybody else, I know you're looking at me. I know you see this face. I know you see these locks. I know you hear my voice. So you might as well just get ready. Because I'm about to drop the bomb on you. What exactly have we been seeing with this new Daniel Bryan? What have we been seeing? We've been seeing him pick apart these fickle fans. We've been seeing him pick them apart. Basically say how they cause air pollution, how they cause water pollution, how they have a carbon footprint, how they're not taking the time to try to recycle the simplest things. All the while, he walked around with a WWE Heavyweight Championship belt that was made from Daisy. Daisy the cow. Daisy, who at one point used to graze the fields of California, graze the fields and enjoy the sunlight, graze the fields and just mind her own business until one day she was called up. She was called up and asked, Daisy, will you please grace us with your hide and make the WWE Championship? And from then on, she was adored by all the fans. She was adored by WWE superstars. She was adored by WWE history books. Until the new Daniel Bryan was called a hypocrite. Until one day, the new Daniel Bryan started getting threats from PETA, vegans, the recyclers, the snowflakes, the crybabies, the mama's boys, the little bitches, about how can you say all this and carry around a championship belt that is made of cow, made of Daisy? How dare you?
Camp.
Now, as I've stated, and Devin, I don't know who the hell you are, but I swear to God, you got one more time to say something about Becky 316. We know she's the man. Shut the fuck up, I'm talking. Delete. As I was saying, now, Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan is this, grab my ass, I'm talking, so shut the fuck up. We know how Becky is. We know she's the man. We know that she's the hype. We know that she has all the fans behind her, and we're hoping that she kicks Ronda Rousey's ass. But I need you to shut the fuck up. Now, because we have this new Daniel Bryan, we have this eco-friendly Daniel Bryan, he felt like, you know what? Here I am talking about how we need to take care of the earth and all this other stuff, but I'm not following I'm not following my own preaching. So what does he do? He makes a eco-friendly title. So it would only make sense. It would only make sense that he would do that. So don't get me wrong. It is an interesting title, but it fits him. If you're gonna be this eco-friendly new Daniel Bryan, why not carry around a title made out of hemp? Why not carry around a title made out of wood? Why not carry around a title with aqua velva rocks in it? It happens.
It happens. It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
But as Triple H said, he's not going to be WWE champion for long. And for those of you that have said, well, he threw the title away. Let me pull back the veil just a little bit. That was more than likely a replica title with Daniel Bryan plates. And it is made from wood, Douglas. It's made from a fallen oak tree.
With a touch of a blunt. Imp.
Now, Devin, I know you've sat back, you've made your little jokes, you've tried to say this, that, and the other. Please understand, sir, I gives no fucks about you. I gives no fucks about what you got to say. You kept interrupting me. I have seen you 4 times mention how Becky 316 is the hottest thing right now. We know this. We're not stupid. We're not blind. We know this already. So there is no reason for you to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. There really wasn't. You kind of started to kind of look like and sound like Ted Turner when his medicine wasn't being pumped in right. Just repeating the same stupid shit over and over again.
I'm not in this. I'm not.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why WCW failed, because at some point Ted Turner just got stuck on repeat. Now, for those of you that want to say that AEW is just going to fail, AEW is just trash and all this other stuff, you can't really say all that if they haven't really gotten started yet. They're still building momentum. They're still building. All right? You can't call something trash that's just starting. There's no point in that. You can't compare it to WCW. You can't compare it to TNA. You can't really compare it to anything because it's just starting. But see, what you're failing to realize is there is some hellified creative talent backing AEW right now. So as much as you want to sit here and call it trash, you're kind of making yourself look dumb because there's some creative power behind AEW. I know it's got a lot of hype, William. I know that. But you know what? We got to wait and see what happens. It's kind of like, matter of fact, here's an example. And I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to make it easy. It's going to be non-wrestling related, so bear with me. It's kind of like whenever certain actors or actresses are cast for comic book characters, i.e., Gal Gadot got cast for Wonder Woman, and fanboys wanted to get upset, wanted to sit here and say, "Oh, she doesn't fit that role. She's not gonna look right. She just doesn't fit her." And what happened? Knocked that shit out the park. Linda Carter even said, "You know what? She did a great job. I passed the mantle to you." And Linda Carter is the original Wonder Woman, for those of you that don't know who she is. There are gonna be times things are gonna happen that we don't like. We all know what happens. WWE disappoints us from time to time. But you know what? You're a wrestling fan. So just find something else to watch for the moment and then just come back. Enjoy the ride. Don't bitch so much. Just enjoy it. I've had to sit back and kind of collect my thoughts and just read everything that people say. I've heard people say the Dream is overhyped. Dumbass. I've heard people say NXT ain't as great as people say. Go fuck yourself. Certain wrestlers just aren't believable. It's fake anyway. Your mama fake too. That's why you're here. It gets to a point where you have to understand not every plan is gonna succeed. Not every story is gonna make sense to you. It's not supposed to make sense to you. You're not the one sitting in the chair looking at the screen wondering if they're gonna do what you asked them to do. You're not the one sitting in the back wondering, holy shit, what are the fans gonna say about us this time? Have a good night, Joseph. Thank you for joining us. You're not the one that has to basically answer to the stockbrokers in the back when they start to lose money, whenever that happens, whenever the ratings drop. We're not the ones that got to answer to those guys. Vince is. Triple H is. Stephanie has to. Shane has to. But overall, it falls on Vince's back. You don't have to deal with any of that. All you got to do is just sit there, look at your TV screen. If you like it, say something. If you don't like it, say something too. But just don't get carried away with it. There's no point getting uber upset about it when more than likely the person that came up with the bad idea and they went with that bad idea, that dumbass probably got fired. So someone else probably had to step up and be like, okay, how am I going to fix that dumbass's fuck up? This is why NXT When the fuck did I step into Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? The hell? But anyways, guys, we're just fans. Sometimes they're going to listen to us. Sometimes they're not. Okay, so because a lot of you have asked about the whole AWE shirts, or excuse me, yeah, AEW shirts in WWE. Here's the thing. When AEW first did their press conference in the same town as a SmackDown show was going to go down, that's the first time WWE went, excuse me, you can't come in here with that shirt. You can't come in here with the AEW shirt. Oh, you have an AEW hat. You can't come in here. You got to leave it in your car. They've been doing this since day one. Here's the thing. What did you expect to happen when a new promotion comes on the scene in the same town you got to put a show on? What'd you think was going to happen? You think WWE is going to be like, hey, yeah, you got an AEW shirt on? Come on in. We love that shirt. Come on. Seriously?
People, you know,
Chris,
let me say this. Okay. I will not I will not wear this shirt to a WWE event. That's funny that Joseph said that. Like, would I wear this to a WWE event? No, because I know that the WWE is very petty and they will kick me out. No matter how much money I had spent on my ticket, they are still going to kick me out with this. Now, see, the thing is with AEW, they are a reversal. They don't give a fuck what you have on. You're a fan, so you come in. However, the WWE is ran by C now motherfucker that's on his deathbed, quote quote, Mr. Vince McMahon, that is so petty enough that he will go to Madison Square Garden and demand that no other company will wrestle in Madison Square Garden. Now he is turning his attention to a new promotion, AEW. Anyone that has an AEW shirt on, as you can see this past Sunday, if you have one, they will confiscate it or they will tell you to take it off. Does it make sense? No. But you have to have this type of thing called common sense to know that Vince McMahon will kick you out because you have another promotion show. So with that being said, if you do decide to bring this shirt to a WWE event, more than likely you're going to be kicked out. You don't want to take it.
Or they're going to make you take it off. So be prepared. Just be prepared.
Yeah.
But still. And yes, Devin, there were some shirts that made it through. But see, here's something you got to think. Did they have a WWE shirt over it? And then when they got in, and considering where their seats were, they went ahead and took their WWE shirt off and had the AEW one on underneath? Because if you think about it, the people that were asked to change the shirt or take the shirt off are front row, where the camera has to kind of pan. The shirts that you saw, which I know what part that you're talking about, they were kind of higher up, in between the rows. They were kind of higher up. I saw it. They're not gonna waste their time showing that. They're not gonna waste their time asking those people to change their shirts because there's no point.
Right.
It's not likely that they're gonna be seen on camera.
Right.
Now, they did get seen, but sometimes they won't be. But if you're sitting ringside...
And you on the camera side, yes. That's exactly what Chase just said. You on the camera side, oh, nigga, you taking that shit off. But if you section in the Raptors or whatever, like section 200 or whatever, they don't give a fuck about that. But you on national television with this shirt on, promoting another company. More than likely, you're going to be asked to take this shit off.
Hey, what's going on, Charles? But yes, the ones that you did see on camera, more than likely, they had a WWE shirt over it, and as soon as they got in, they took that shit right off.
But I'm not saying take it off. Just don't wear it. Don't bring it. You know how Vince McMahon's get down. To save you the trouble, do not wear it. Wear some other shit from WWEshot.com, but don't wear this shirt, especially if you are in the front row. Don't do it.
Well, if you don't, baby boy, they're going to tell you to leave. And they can make you leave. Don't think that they can't. To Sean Jones. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and address you real quick. Here's the thing about the whole Enzo thing. Enzo was making an ass of himself. Enzo was drawing too much attention to himself while shit was going on. So that's why Enzo was made to leave. WWE has no problem with former wrestlers coming to their shows as long as they behave themselves. But if they act like an asshole, they're going to be put out. The same would go if there were NFL players in the stands, front row, acting like assholes. They'd make them leave. But unlike some people, they know that regardless on the field or off the field, they represent the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to be professional at all times.
Yeah, so I mean, especially if you were making like you were doing your interests in the fucking audience, where you're drawing the attention off of the actual match and putting it on you. Of course, you're going to be put out, no matter if you're a former WWE star or not. You do the shit to draw attention off of the match, you're going to be put out.
If CM Punk did show up, I don't think they would put him out, but I think they would make a point not to show him on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I think they would make a point not to show him on TV. But to be quite honest, if CM Punk showed up at a WWE show, come on. Everybody's going to know. Everybody's going to hype it. And wow. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it like this. Yes, hypothetically speaking, if CM Punk showed up to a WWE show, it would make national news.
It would.
It would make national news.
Because CM Punk right now, I mean, CM Punk, no matter if he's not in the WWE, he's like I said, he's retired right now. So he's still a hot commodity no matter where he goes. And wherever he lands on, he's going to be headline news because CM Punk is still a hot name. And someone said, Devin, I think, he said something about Kenny Omega is a free agent at midnight. Yes, because his contract ends tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And we still don't know where he's going. Yep. He still might go to the WWE, but more than likely he's not. He's going to go to AEW. So, but this is all speculation. We really don't know where he's going to go. So they're trying to keep this on hush hush.
Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Me and Chris do our best to try to keep y'all updated.
Mm-hmm.
And other people within the WCC group try to keep us updated. The thing is, it's where what you have to do is pay attention to what you post. Pay attention to what you read.
Yes.
If you read it and you kind of got some questions about it, but you still want to share it, do this. Put speculated news or rumored news. That just like you see what I do. Mm-hmm. When I posted that video, that YouTube video about Brock Lesnar apparently him and Paul Heyman having a sit down or talks with AEW, mm-hmm. I said, watch the video first and then comment. I did that for a reason because nobody really knows what's going to happen. Yeah, they're going to have talks with AEW, but we don't know what's going on.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, if Brock Lesnar does that, Brock Lesnar is going to be the Scrooge McDuck of wrestling because he is going to be sitting on buckets and buckets and buckets of cash, not only from the WWE, but also from AEW, and whenever he's able to go back to the UFC.
This is facts. And see, and
so, I mean,
go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. So, I mean, it to be quite honest, it's smart of him to do that. Honestly, he's part-time in WWE anyway. So why not have talks with AEW? And also, I don't know if y'all kind of noticed that video that Mitt posted. He threw that title at Vince McMahon. Like literally, didn't even break stride. Came in, kept walking, still walking, boom, and walked right out the door.
Because like I said, like when it comes, Vince McMahon is such a pussy. It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, he'll throw you a whole bunch of money, especially if you're a commodity like like Brock Lesnar. If you this big time star, he will shower you with a whole bunch of money, and he will suck your dick until he sucks your soul out. That is how Vince McMahon is. I can't say it I don't know how many times. And to have a grown man throw a belt at you, and the only thing you can say is asshole. You a pussy. You need to find your grapefruits. You really do.
Let me tell y'all something. As someone who's a wrestler and a promoter, I don't give a damn. Let anybody throw a belt at me in front of my office people. I'm not sitting there calling you an asshole.
Right.
I'm getting up out my seat and going right after you and basically asking for an explanation right then and there.
Right.
And one or two things gonna happen. You either gonna tell me what the fuck your problem is, or we basically gonna end your contract right now. I will pay you whatever to finish out your contract, and then I'm gonna tell you to get the fuck out.
Just saying.
But Vince ain't gonna do that because Vince knows Brock is his moneymaker right now. That's one of his cash cows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone asked you a question,
Joseph.
Matt.
Joseph, I mean, it's the professional thing. You can't just, as much as I would want to be, and I told this to a homeboy of mine, as much as I would love to be Training Day Denzel Washington on a motherfucker that ever took it upon himself to do that to me, to ever throw a title at me like the way Brock did Vince, oh, best believe I would want to go motherfucking ham on somebody. But you gotta be professional. You gotta be professional. I mean, you can't be the owner of a company and just haul off and cold cock one of your employees because they did something stupid.
Right.
I mean, you can't do that.
But Vince McMahon has his favorites because as everybody know, your boy Randy Orton can touch his dick, put his dick sauce or his dick prints on your face, and still he that's it. Brock Lesnar can just fling a title at you and be called an asshole. Meanwhile, Titus O'Neil can grab you and just play with you, and then next thing you know, you get suspended for 90 days.
Oh, but he took 30 days off because the universe kind of went, why, Vince? He was just playing with you. He was just goofing around. Oh, but you gonna let Brock Lesnar just? Oh, you didn't know about that, Montrese? Look that shit up.
No, matter of fact, you can find that on. You can still, because it's still trending in WCC. Go and find that post. Yeah, Brock Lesnar just flamed the damn title at Vince, and Vince just said that.
No. She ain't talking about that part. She talking about the part where Titus O'Neil was goofing around with Vince on national TV and then got suspended that same night.
No fuss given. But
it's on there.
But Brock Lesnar was called an asshole, and that's it.
This what you gotta do, Montrese. All you gotta do is go to Google Titus O'Neil suspension. And it'll pull it up because that shit made news. Yeah. And that's why Vince took 30 days off the suspension.
Yep.
Because it made the news.
Yeah, it made world news. And then everybody was trying to figure out okay, dude was just playing with you. So why would you suspend him
Exactly.
But no, I think someone asked you a question earlier. They said, what did you think about the Dean Ambrose leaving the WWE?
Here's my thing about Dean. And honestly, I want to look up that interview between him and Stone Cold, because to be quite honest, if I know I'm doing everything to my best ability, to the best of my ability, if I know I'm doing everything I'm being told, and I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, and Hall of Famer or not, you gonna call me lazy?
That's what he called him. He called him lazy.
Motherfucker, fuck you.
And you could tell, like I said, that whole interview, it just Dean was just so uncomfortable. Like he just didn't want to be there at all. And his whole body language was like, Stone Cold would ask him like questions that just didn't have nothing to do with the podcast. And like Dean just did not want to answer it. Dean is like, he's a private wrestler. He even said he's private. And yet Stone Cold was just on him. And then he got to the part when he said that dude was lazy and shit. Like, I'm like, and then John Cena said that shit in a promo when he was feuding with Dean Ambrose. And I'm sitting up here, I'm just like, I don't know why wrestling fans expect these wrestlers to stay in a company that does not appreciate you whatsoever.
Exactly.
And then they have the audacity to go on social media and say, "Oh, I don't understand why they're leaving. They're getting paid all this damn money." At the end of the day, it's all about respect, baby. It's not about money. It's all about respect. If you can't push me in the right direction and for my character and for my legacy, then why in the fuck am I doing here? Everything might evolve around money, but at the same time, this is all about my legacy and what I leave when I leave from this earth. That is what I care about. But fans, all they care about, they're fickle. They're fickle. They care about themselves. They care about what I see on television, and what I care about is the wrestler that leaves outside the cameras. I feel where they're coming from because I would want that same respect. And that's what Dean Ambrose is not getting from the WWE. And that's why he's leaving in April.
Exactly. And I mean, it's where that, honestly, I don't know if it's a work or not, to be quite honest. I don't know. But I know if I was treated unfairly and I'm doing everything asked of me, if not more, and it's where I'm still being treated like shit and everything like that,
then
I don't care how much money. I don't care how much money I'm making. I really don't. It's where that, why am I going to keep being treated this way? Now, I'm not just going to up and quit and not have something else to kind of fall back into. I ain't going to do that. But then also, you got to remember, even if Dean doesn't renew, do you honestly think he will leave the WWE and people won't be, "Hey, Dean, hey man, I heard you ain't part of WWE no more. Hey, we got some TV spots for you. We got some of this other stuff for you. Hey, let's talk. Let's do lunch."
Now, everybody, I'm gonna bring up to the people that's saying that all of this is work. Now, I'm just going based on what I seen on WWE.com. They saying that this man is not renewing. Now, look at the difference between CM Punk storyline and Dean Ambrose. On the CM Punk, they didn't say anything about this whole thing about, Mr. Brooks is not renewing his contract and he will be leaving in April. That's how I'm just like, something's wrong between this and CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want this to be work. I want Dean Ambrose to leave because Dean has been jerked around for too many years. And the same thing goes for the black wrestlers that I was talking about, Tyrus O'Neil, Apollo Crews, R-Truth, but R-Truth getting up there in age. All the ones that are not being utilized need to leave the WWE. All they're going to be doing is shucking and jiving and smiling, and that's about it. And doing spots at the Royal Rumble, Kofi Kingston. But I don't know what else to say. Like I can't see a wrestler standing in the WWE because a fan is all in their feelings and they don't want them to go. That's bullshit. That's being selfish. That is being a snowflake fan, worrying about yourself and not worrying about your favorite wrestler that is struggling in the WWE and been just struggling for years. But yeah, you want him to stay there because you don't want him to go. I'd rather him go to another company and be successful there. And yes, there is a lot of heat on CM Punk, but that still doesn't matter because CM Punk, that's a big name. That's a big name in the wrestling industry. And, you know, AEW is already knocking on his door. Is he going to accept? Probably not. Because I don't think he's feeling wrestling right now. So.
No. And, I mean, it's oh, man. It's hard because even with, matter of fact, somebody mentioned Alicia Fox. I don't even know what to say about Alicia Fox and what her current gimmick is. It's like I said. It's like I said in a comment a while back. Mm-hmm. Alicia reminds me of one of those anime characters that you really just want killed off right away.
No, you know who she remind me of though. I mean, I know this is like being really, really petty in so many words, but she remind me of Tiffany Dash or Tiffany Hash.
She does kind of look like Tiffany, don't she?
Not only that, she acts like her. She acts like your typical ghetto chick. Excuse me, let me correct that. A typical ghetto crazy chick, which you hope that this is not your ex. Like one of them ex crazy ass chicks. That is Alicia Fox. I do not know what in the fuck they are doing with her, but I digress. But yeah, not Stacey Dash. No,
I mean
Tiffany Hash.
Tiffany
Hash. I'm not talking about the one that act like she thinks she's white. I'm talking about the other crazy one that bombed at her stand-up.
The comedian.
Yes. The comedian. Yes.
Case in point, I mean, because old girl Maria had her hat on and then dropped the hat on the ground, and then she threw a temper tantrum in the middle of the ring during a rumble. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
That is my point. Now, do you see any white chicks? Bro, answer this. Do you see any other white chicks doing that shit?
No.
All I'm gonna say is that. That's all I'm saying.
Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. I don't know. I really don't have an opinion about those guys right now because, I mean, Zack, he's pretty much been behind the scenes doing a lot of house shows. Ziggler, that was a curveball to us because we were told he wasn't even gonna be at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
But he showed up.
Right. And you know what?
So
with Ziggler, I don't know, it's really hard to say about Ziggler because that curveball by him not being at the Royal Rumble and then said that he didn't sign with the WWE. I think he did sign with the WWE, but he's not telling us. You know, they want to keep that shit on hush hush. And the same thing might be for Dean Ambrose. But I think Dean Ambrose is actually done with the WWE. If he stays there for another year or like another 5 years, whatever happens to him next, I'm not gonna talk about it no more. I'm not.
I'm honestly, Joseph, I wouldn't be surprised if Zack Ryder already has a behind the scenes role. I wouldn't be surprised if he already has one. So I mean, Christian, you know, him and Edge got that TV show on the WWE Network. So
speaking of RKO, Kevin Owens should be returning to TV pretty soon. He should be showing up probably before or after Fastlane. But yeah, he's gonna be coming back to the ring pretty soon. So I think he's almost cleared. Almost. Do we have an update
we don't have any Lars Sullivan. No, we ain't got no info on him. The last thing I posted, I think the last thing I posted was he no-showed some shows. I haven't seen anything else about him. But when we have anything, if we find anything, we'll let you guys know.
The only thing I heard about Sullivan was they found him. He said that he was fine. He's going through some issues, but they're not really specific on it. As far as his return goes, like Matt said, we have no information on that right now. Right now, he's like MIA right now, so it's I don't know. As far as JoJo goes, JoJo is also dealing with.
Yes, she is still off TV, and so is Bray. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I really don't. JoJo been off TV for a while with personal issues, and Bray Wyatt's been off TV for a while for personal issues.
Exactly.
So
weird.
Ooh.
Weird. And the thing about it is with Bray been on social media every once in a while. He matter of fact, he was on Instagram, I think about 2 days ago, and he was talking to a fan. He said, if anyone says to you that you overrated or you can't do it, revenge is like basically, demonstrating that you are the best or whatever. He also said on Twitter that he's a changed man and whatever, but yet he's still cheating with JoJo on his wife. But okay. But anyway, we're going to have to wrap up the show. It has been an awesome ass show. I would love to continue, but I gotta go.
Real quick.
What's going on, man?
Real quick. Who was it? Let me go back. Almost got it. Who was it? Trying to think. Who was it? Okay. Whoever it was that asked about Roman. The last thing we heard about Roman, he's going to be in the Fast and Furious spinoff Hobbs and Shaw, playing a relative of The Rock. If you haven't seen it, there's a picture of Roman and Rock on set. That's the most recent thing we've heard about Roman.
Yeah.
EC3. Last time we saw EC3, he was posing in a mirror.
I don't mean to laugh, but wow. But anyway, everybody, if you guys want to follow us, the link is down below. You can find us on YouTube. Both the Royal Rumble reaction show and this show will be on this weekend. I just haven't had a chance to get to anything because my schedule just been all over the place. But we do appreciate you guys for coming on. I love this show. I really love doing this shit with you guys. But yes, follow us on Twitter. I'm not Twitter, but Instagram. Hashtag Hills for Life Wrestling Podcast. Also follow us on YouTube. Until that time, we'll see you guys next week with our special guest, Mr. Rocket Reese, once again. I am your host, Mr. Team Bring It. That's Mr. Sea Dog. We'll see you guys next week. Good night, everybody.